The Yangtze is called the Golden Waterway and has always been essential for transport and agriculture in the central regions of China. The Three Gorges Dam is a monumental project with immense impact on the environment and people. We must recognize the profound cost of such grand projects and question their necessity.
Think. They want to build the largest hydroelectric dam in the world across the Yangtze, the great river along which 400 million Chinese people live.
Deep in the Tangluo Mountains in west central China originates the third largest river in the world, the Yangtze River. The Yangtze River runs 3,915 miles through the mountains and plains of Asia, emptying in the East China Sea. For many members in China, this river is considered as critical to the country's principal waterway, and almost one-third of the population finds sanctuary in the river's basin. However, in the 1920s, some Chinese politicians belonging to the Chinese Nationalist Party, or First United Front, began discussing the idea of a dam to be built into the Yangtze. This dam became known as the Three Gorges Dam, one that would become the largest hydroelectric dam in the world.
The Chinese government pushed forth the idea that the dam would positively impact the nation by preventing lower river flooding, increasing inland trade, and providing much-needed electric power to the nation. However, controversy quickly arose about the dam's supposed beneficial effects. In particular, one woman challenged the status quo and became a voice for the environment and for social justice. This woman is Qing.
If the dam is such a fantastic idea, such as unique feat of engineering, then why are they so unwilling to allow the public debate? Then what about at least allowing scientists and experts to discuss the pros and cons of the project?
This film examines the significance of voice in Qing's activism and her unwavering commitment to speaking out, even in the face of censorship, repression, and personal risk. Her voice, both metaphorical and literal, became a symbol of resistance in a society where dissent was often met with punishment. Qing's voice was not only a personal act of defiance, but also a rallying cry for broader environmental and social justice. Her work demonstrates how one person's voice, when aligned with truth and justice, can inspire others to question, resist, and advocate for change, no matter how daunting the opposition. Through her example, Qing showed that the power of voice is fundamental in challenging dominant systems and advocating for those who cannot speak for themselves.
Qing was born in Chongqing, China, to her parents Fu King and Yangtze, who had close connections to the founding members of the Chinese Communist Party, also known as the CCP. Early in her childhood, World War II had broken out, and in Japanese-occupied China, Qing's mother was captured and tortured, while her father was killed. Qing was then adopted by Ye Jianying, another powerful general in the People's Liberation Army. Under his parental authority, she became known as the Red Princess, and learned of his lavish type of life. This knowledge acted as a base for how to handle situations she faced in the future. Her upbringing allowed her to have security in her family, education, and her own political opinions from such a young age, which was a luxury many people in China did not have. This subjective knowledge of having so much freedom as a child influenced her from adolescence to stand as a voice of justice in the place of the common person.
Growing up, I learned to navigate the complexities of a rapidly changing society. Resilience was not just about enduring, but about adapting and questioning the status quo.
In the 1960s, Qing attended the National University of Defense Technology, where she studied military and missile engineering. After graduation, she quickly got a job working on guidance systems for intercontinental missiles under the government. However, this career was short-lived. She soon went on to become a spy under the Ministry of Public Security, where she was stationed in France and forced to play the part of a journalist. During this role, she discovered a deep passion for writing and decided to focus her skills and attention on journalism in her own country. Through her new work, she was exposed to the harsh realities of China's policies, societal problems, and environmental issues, framing her early work on these topics.
They are going to do it, although they know the soil erosion upstream is getting worse with each passing year. They are going to do it, although it means uprooting over 1 million people off of their land. But there is something even more mystifying than all of this.
The scale of environmental degradation caused by projects like Three Gorges Dam is staggering and affects not just the landscape, but the lives and cultures dependent on it.
The Three Gorges Dam was a project that immediately snagged her interest. From her perspective, the government was not considering the environmental and social issues that the dam of this magnitude was going to cause. To voice many citizens' concerns, Qing wrote her first book, called Yangtze, which was a collection of essays from scientists, economists, and journalists, all sharing the same opposition to the dam. She used her voice as a powerful tool to challenge state-driven narratives, raising awareness about the environmental and social consequences of the Three Gorges Dam. She gave voice to those who were being silenced, the displaced communities, the environmental scientists who opposed the project, and the fragile ecosystems of the Yangtze River. By publishing Yangtze, she used journalism to cut through government propaganda and bring international attention to the issue. However, the strong nature of her work caused a great deal of uproar, particularly from the Chinese government. Her outspoken criticism led to her arrest and forced her into the Qing prison for 10 months. The CCP proceeded to destroy every known copy of the Yangtze, and Qing was banned from publishing any more books in China in the future. The government justified their censorship by claiming Qing's ideas abetted the turmoil of pro-democracy movement. Despite the protests, construction on the dam started in 1994 and ended in 2012, but not without backlash. Qing's books were heard around the world, and in 1993, the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation and World Bank ceased all funding.
I can't publish any of my article. Even I write some entertainment article. They don't allow.
Additionally, Qing managed to publish a second book, named The River Dragon Has Come, filled with essays and reports about the real-life impacts of the Three Gorges Dam on the environment. The success of her two books led Qing to be awarded the 1993 Goldman Environmental Foundation's annual prize for her activism. Her courage has inspired countless others to speak out against environmental destruction and social injustice. Her persistence in sharing the untold stories of these impacts by the dam gave the world insight into the human and ecological costs of unchecked industrial progress.
To be the mouthpiece of party. So I think the main trouble between me and the government is because I have this attitude.
Environmentalism and social activism are intertwined. Both seek to challenge exploitation and advocate for a more equitable world.
The lessons from Dai Qing's life are profound. They remind us of the importance of resilience, the necessity of questioning power, and the enduring value of fighting for a just and sustainable world. Many of Dai Qing's actions were based on her personal ethics and morals, and her choice to deny the title of environmentalist falls under her belief that fighting for the environment is second nature and should be a value everyone holds. Even though many people praise her for her work on the Three Gorges Dam, she refuses the praise, claiming her actions as ordinary, the bare minimum service to the people and nature involved.
Right now, people call me, leading environmentalist, or people call me a dissident or activist. I don't think it's very, exact. The rule, I think myself, I'm a writer.
Aside from environmentalism, Dai Qing also has strong opinions regarding feminism. Contrary to other women environmentalists, Dai does not believe in feminism, nor does she feel women and men have been created equal. She claims men have been created to excel in certain categories and women in others. Her stance on feminism, though, does not subtract on her strong stance on the idea of individualism. To her, this means that people, no matter what gender, should have the ability to do what they please. If a woman wants to work in the house, she should. If she wants to go out and get a job, she should be allowed to do that, and same for men. She strongly believes that gender does not matter, and that everyone should be a fighter. Her voice engaged the abolition of stereotypes around women's inactivity in the political sphere, shedding light on women's perspective of nature and life as a whole. This belief system likely stems from her childhood freedom.
Me, I'm the same with men, no different. What you can do, I can do. What you can get, like with salary, I'll get as salary. The same. Only maybe I should have a baby.
Although Qing faces consistent prosecution from the Chinese government, she chooses to reside in Beijing and fight for the voice of the people through her writing.